have it, guys. Lifecoach and Dethelor are just setting up. One thing we did forget to mention to you guys, I guess, is that the winners bracket in the grand finals does have one game advantage. The grand finals being best of 7. Well, because you still have the crew system, we're just gonna make it so that the winner has a revival. It's actually decided before the tournament started, but we didn't mention it because kind of forgot about in the group stages. There's no such thing as a revival, right? But there is going to be. So there's an extra advantage to go actually to advance into the grand finals, into the winners bracket like that.
Of course, not being able to revive your Cood deck has to be a deck that was actually defeated during the stage. But still, leading into it, we've seen a lot of Druid versus Druid being matched up pretty much all tournament long at the start, and we've seen some people coup it, and we've seen some people not. And this one looks to me like, it's really difficult to kind of see Lifecoach playing Druid first because he just hasn't really done that since except for when he played Miracle Druid. He's let a lot of handlock though. Dethelor, on the other hand, though, I think he's going to start with Druid, but I really don't know where Warlock stands for Lifecoach, and I really don't know what these players are thinking about in terms of cooing.
Yeah, I guess they actually start by choosing their first deck and playing the whole field, right? I mean, for example, if Dethelor thinks this Hunter is actually good against the field, he just choose that first, and then depending on what the matchup is, he'll decide on there. But it's gonna be a mech mage here versus Lifecoach's Paladin.
Yeah, this certainly was not what I was expecting to see, but everyone throws a curveball in every now and then. And I'm curious if either of these players are going to choose to coup one or the other. I would like to see Dethelor just try to fight this match. I think this is a pretty good matchup for him. And Lifecoach is going to try to fight it as well.
Wow, this is the first game, and we're heading right into it. Dethelor with the Mech Warper start, at turn 2. That's obviously really, really good.
Ooh,
Paladin's
really
no really
pickup.
way to kill it, at turn 2.
Lifecoach's hand is pretty lackluster at the moment, too. He has actually nothing until he can coin a True Silver or a Consecrate on turn 3 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this Mech Warper very likely to get some pretty significant value.
It looks pretty yellow. He has that going for him, I guess.
His entire hand.
Yeah, his entire hand is like glowing. I think Paladin cards do look aesthetically the best. So that's an extra benefit of playing that.
He does have a golden coin. Oh wow, look at this. Actually, he's gonna go with Snowchugger on turn 2, and this is pretty heads up actually. If he gets through a freeze here, he can drop down Mech Warper to Noyatron and keep True Silver basically from being able to impact the game for a very long time. And right now for Lifecoach, that is a disaster because he's got 2 True Silver champions in his hand.
Yeah, that's I mean, if you have a Chugger on the board, it almost always goes to the face, right? You want to limit your opponent's answers to your board as much as possible. And yeah, Lifecoach is this is a pretty bad hand to deal with this situation.
Yeah.
Do you really have to spend a Consecrate here?
Gosh, I mean that feels so awful, but I mean I don't really see him being able to do too terribly much else with his hand at the moment. It's like if you don't consecrate here, what are you going to do?
Nothing. Right? Just summon a dude. So that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think you just have to consecrate.
Well, at least you kill the Snow Chugger, so you have we relieve the board of some pressure, I guess. If your opponent doesn't play anything else, then you can just True Silver down the Tinker Town, for example. But man, that is probably not gonna happen. We might see Dethelor just unload after seeing the Consecrate.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's going to too. He's going to run into a second Consecrate, but still not a terrible board for him. He's going to have Mech Warper and he's going to have an Anoyatron down. So going to take a little bit more damage here from a second Consecrate, and then after that, Lifecoach is going to see if he can stabilize through what's going on. I mean, he's done a lot of damage, honestly, with these Consecrates, so this has been a pretty good situation for him so far. I can't imagine him not consecrating again here.
Yeah, I mean the other play would be True Silvering a Divine Shield, which is obviously really bad. Zero damage weapon is just not good. The other play would be straight up mini buff plus dude, but do you really want to take 10 damage here plus whatever Dethelor has in his hand? Just a quite unfortunate start for Lifecoach, really.
Well, let's I said I can't imagine anything other than Consecrate, but let's think through these turns for a moment. So if he plays True Silver Champion and attacks this Divine Shield, he's gonna fall to 25. He's gonna take 7. He's gonna take 10 on the backswing, so he's gonna fall to 15. Then he has True Silver available for whatever minion that Dethelor has played afterwards, and he can maybe he can consecrate some extra stuff too.
That's true. But how many 2 health minions do mech mages play, right? They have spider tanks. They have like Yeti, shredders. Nothing is like really much 2 health. So I do agree with Life
Yeah.
Coach's decision to just consecrate here.
Oh, Azure Drake gets picked up. That's right on curve.
That is pretty sweet indeed. And of course, both consecrates are used. You don't really think that these mechs are going anywhere. And
Yeah.
uh,
This is looking really brutal for Life Coach at the moment. It's just Dethelor has
oh
such a
man,
big lead.
double quartermaster. That's just really, really rough. Man, this game is just like a sweep.
Yeah, I mean he's got just everything in check really.
Yeah.
Just the
No,
two
not
sword.
only did Life Coach really miss on the draws, then Dethelor got a pretty good curve, you know? With the Snow Chugger to start, actually blocking out the Truce over, that was really insane.
Yep. Looks to
Wow.
me like. Well, I mean, I was gonna say it looks to me like he's gonna just play this Tinkertown and Spider Tank, but
Mhm.
I mean, now he has a couple options open. I mean, there is some merit I think to Goblin Blast Maging just to get 4 extra damage in.
Right? Sometimes you don't want to Goblin Blast Mage your opponent's minions, right? Especially with Paladin,
Right.
if they drop Vulture, do you really want to Blast Mage that? But
Yeah.
then, of course, it's one of the answers to Muster, but it's already turn 5 and your opponent still hasn't played Muster. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's fine. Nope, the Deflor is gonna instead choose for the Harvest Golem and TTT to give himself a bigger board. And Life Coach is drawing the things that he should have drawn like ages ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
These are
that's
cards he needed that Aldor Peacekeeper pretty much on turn 3 just to try to get something going. Instead, he said he used both consecrates already. So his come from behind potential is so limited at the moment, and his hand is just so heavy, but he's so far behind on board.
oh man,
I mean,
the
I imagine it would.
eyebrows are coming out.
I imagine it would take Deathlore a couple of mistakes to actually let Life Coach back into this game,
Like painting his own creatures.
or just like trading into your opponent's minions when they play them. Like
Oh
it's
yeah, I
like
guess.
if he plays a piloted Sky Golem and he decides to like run his Azure Drake or his Tinkertown Technician in first,
Hmm.
like that feels like one of the ways he loses. But I don't think that Deathlore's going to be playing that way, especially because he's playing like Face Hunter in his lineup. I think he knows better than that at that point.
Yeah, very aggressive line from Deflor, and maybe yeah, it's looking like he's gonna run away with the first one here. Life Coach is gonna take out the Drake, do what he can. Probably dropping the Sky Golem, I guess. The other way you can do it is Aldor plus a Shadow Mini Bot. You really do not want to use your hero power now. You just need board.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, gonna go with that instead. Man, these quartermasters are just gonna dead the whole way. They're just gonna sit in his hand
Yeah.
forever.
Oh, piloted Shredder gets picked up. That's really good right now.
Hmm.
I gotta imagine Blast Mage is coming down this turn.
This is a pretty good Blast Mage turn, especially with your Tinkertown being only at 1 attack.
Yeah, he could
Trade
just play
doesn't.
pilot. He could just play piloted Shredder and Spider Tank and just kind of go forward too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what he's gonna do.
that's good. All right,
So
man. If Life Coach draws something like an Equality, it's gonna be useless as well. You know,
yep.
you didn't have the Consecrate anymore. So yeah. Oh, one of those. Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's ugly.
All of these utility cards, man.
What is a good draw for him at this point? Like Sludge Belcher is about it.
Yeah, Sludge Belcher is about it, really. To heal 7 and deal 3 damage across the board, I guess. Man, this is rough.
He could have used a Flame Strike. That'd have been nice.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can kill the Shredder and hope for something good. Oh,
Yep. Doomsayer would have been pretty sweet there.
oh.
I'm curious if
That,
Deathler's actually playing any secrets or not. I don't think we've seen a secret from him yet.
we haven't seen a secret from Deflor. He's been playing Harvest Golems, right? Like, how many of these mechs could you actually put in with these secrets in Mad Scientist? Because if you do play secrets, then it's kind of silly not to play Mad Scientist as well, right? So that's 4 slots just for that
Yeah.
interaction. Yeah. Well, Life Coach is pretty much dead here with the Goblin Blast Mage coming down. And yeah, game 1 to Deflor.
Yeah. There's just no way he's gonna be able to sustain this. A 1-0 lead on the back of not only having a pretty decent start himself. It wasn't the best start in the world, but it was pretty good. And Life Coach really just had no action in the first 2 turns of the game, and it's really illustrating the importance of having a curve in these games, even when you're playing from a control perspective. You have to have things to do in the early game, or it's just going to slip away from you.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, wow. If it wasn't enough, fireball on top of that as well. Let's just do that. Dethelor says, I'm going to beat you right away. No room for comfort, really. Yeah, Dethelor's just going to run away with game one.
Yeah, so this is a matchup where I feel like Mac Mage has the better Paladin here, but I feel that was like a game that poorly illustrates, I think, how like what kind of advantage it is. Like, that game just looked like the Mac Mage had all the advantages in the world, but it's
Right.
not.